Everybody's gonna be muted right now.
I'm blessed, and I know that I am because Jesus took control of my
Welcome.
life.
I'm so excited to see you
I'm
guys.
blessed.
So this is the first of hopefully many arts and crafts that we do together. So wanted to show you guys first a sample of what we're actually doing. So this is it. I don't actually have a name for it. It's just kind of like a mosaic piece of a word that you want to put on there. This is another one that I've done before. So it has my middle name, which I use when I sign all of my artwork. So this is another piece. So it has my middle name on there, which is Ada. That's what I use. So it's basically a way like to disguise your name in a painting. This is a painting. This is a drawing using pastel colors, but we're gonna use today crayons. Okay, so all the materials that you need just to go over is pencil, a marker, crayons, and a white sheet of paper. Okay, so we'll get started. So you guys already picked your words. We're gonna be doing encouraging words. So if you know what that word is, I want you guys to write it nice and big on the actual paper. So I'm gonna do love, okay? And you're gonna see it on my screen, okay? So you're gonna see it here. So basically all you need to do is write your word, however you wanna write it. I'm gonna show you again. This one has swirls in it, so you can do swirly font or something like this, which is more like straight lines, okay? So for the ones that are little, maybe the parents can help with writing that word, whatever that word is. So for me, I'm gonna do love. And you wanna write it nice and big in the middle of your page, or somewhat in the middle of your page. All right, so now the way you create these lines is that you're gonna start somewhere on your page. I'm gonna leave this here. You're gonna start anywhere where the letter ends, and you're just gonna create lines with it. Lines coming out of it, going in all different directions. And it's sometimes gonna make the letter not look like the letter that you wrote, but it's okay because you know what you wrote on there. And you wanna bring them all the way to the end of the page, so kind of falling off the page. If you started with a pencil, once you drew your drawing, then you can go back with it with a marker, okay? The pencil is just in case you make a mistake, you're able to erase it a lot easier with the pencil. So once you have lines coming out and you feel like, okay, this is good, I have enough lines, I don't want to draw any more lines, okay? So you have all your lines coming out. So now you have big spaces. So what I want you guys to do is to pick from one end of the page, going across all the way to the other side. And all you're doing is making those lines, those big spaces, making them smaller. That's all you're doing by bringing lines across. All right, so if you find it good that you have your drawing already, all right, now we're gonna get to color. The trick to doing this is that you have to make sure you're gonna use 6 colors in total from your crayon box, okay? And what we wanna do is we wanna make sure that the same color doesn't touch on the other side. So this is okay. The blue is across, right? Because they're not touching, but I can't put blue here and blue here, okay? So it has to be different colors going all around, but the same color cannot touch, okay? You guys get that? All right, so now you can pick about 6 colors that you like. I'm gonna be using my pastels here, okay? And you just wanna color it in, trying not to go over the line, but if you go over the line, it's okay. So you can pick on the one that I did with my name, it has basically all tones of green. So you can do that if your crayon box has different colors, have the same color but in different shades, you can do the same color, or you can do multiple colors and just do kind of like a rainbow of colors on there. So it's totally up to you what you want your piece to look like. So for those of you that have more lines, it's going to take you a little bit longer to fill in all those colors, but it's okay.
I'm blessed, I'm blessed, I'm blessed.
So I like to do one color first and try to put that color in as many places as I want to, and then move on to the next color. But obviously you can do it differently. If you want to do just jump around with the colors, you can do that. I just like to put my main color first. So you can use different things. Obviously I told you guys you can use markers. Crayons. I'm using pastels because I realized that I don't have any crayons in the house, which is really weird, but I don't. And but if you have a canvas, you can do this with painting, with any paints that you have in the house. It will also work. And then you can obviously do it with markers as well. So it really is flexible, and you can use whatever you have in the house. It doesn't have to be just one thing. I figure that crayons is most accessible to everyone. So see, once you start filling in your colors, it gets a little tricky to figure out which colors don't, what color can you use and what is not going to be touching on another side.
I'm blessed, and I know that I am because He promised to me a new life. Yeah, I'm blessed because He walks with me and He leads me where.
So remember, if you have like an O or an A inside of your letter, like those also need to be colored in. So it's not just the spaces, it's also whatever letter has a circle in it. And parents, if you want to do this also, you guys can. It's not just for the kids.
Because He walks with me and He leads me wherever I go. And if you happen to ask me, how are you, my friend? I'm blessed, I'm blessed, I'm blessed. Oh, I wish I had known a lot.
So later on, if you guys want to do this with like your name, you can do the same thing. Just write your name in different fonts and then draw the lines and paint them as well. And you can make a little piece for yourself with your own name.
Why they live a life in misery? If they would only take some time to read His promises, you know they'd live a life of victory. Oh.
Okay, so as you get closer to the end, you're gonna see that it's gonna be a lot harder to figure out what colors you need to put on there. So like right now I have red, green, yellow, and blue. And I gotta figure out what color do I want in here.
He walks with me and He leads me wherever I go. And if you happen to...
This is good, guys. So we're basically picking an encouraging word, and we are doing kind of like a mosaic piece with it on paper. So this is just some samples that I've done before. All right, so you guys, let me see what you guys have so far. Can you guys post it up? Let me see.
Me bendijo y bendecido soy porque Cristo mi alma salvó. Me bendijo y bendecido soy porque nueva criatura soy. Me bendijo y bendecido soy porque Cristo mi alma salvó. Si me preguntas, amigo, ¿cómo estás?